welcome to Daily Wired. Today I am dressed in my favorite flower, which is a daffodil. A daffodil is a reminder that spring, it's one of the first flowers of the spring. It's a reminder of vitality and vibrance and being bright and beautiful. And so, I don't know why it's my favorite flower. I guess maybe because I studied in Oxford, England for a semester, and the whole country was full of these flowers, and it was exciting and full of life. And anyway, so daffodils. So bloom where you are planted. So this morning we're going to start in a yoga pose. It's a very difficult yoga pose for me because I have very tight hip flexors, but you're never going to bloom if you don't plant yourself and give it a try. So this pose, we're going to start in a lotus, and for some of you, you may start in a lotus. For me, it's going to be in a butterfly. So you can put the bottoms of your feet together and bring those heels in as close as you can to your pelvis, and you're going to situate yourself and move your body a little bit so your sits bones are on the ground. That's the pelvis bone sitting down there on the ground. Some of us have a little more junk to move around than others, but move it around a little bit so your sits bones can get down on the ground. You're going to pull those feet in nice and close, or as close as you can. And maybe this is where you go today. This is it. Opening up those hips, getting those hip flexors opened up. If you can go more than that, maybe you're going to cross your legs, sitting up nice and tall. I have a really difficult time with this, with my knees and my hips, but give it a try, because you're never going to get more flexible if you don't give it a try. So first, one leg in front of the other, sitting up nice and tall, straightening out that spine, lifting it up, lifting the crown of your head up toward the sky. And just a couple of breaths. Good morning, everybody. Great to see you this morning on this beautiful spring-like day. Maybe it's spring where you are. We're getting to be spring. And now we're going to switch. Put the other leg in front. And again, as I say often, one side of your body may be more flexible than the other. So wiggle into that space, sitting up nice and tall, and again, breathe. So now, maybe you're going into true lotus, and that's where you will put this foot on this leg and this foot on this leg. Doesn't happen for my body, but I still give it a try. Still try. Give it a little stretch. Breathe into that stretch. Maybe one day I will be able to do lotus myself. It doesn't come overnight, not for most people anyway. So now we're going to do the pose called Vikasita Kamal Asana, big, huge word, which means the blooming lotus, or the flower pose. Very appropriate for today. And again, this one, very difficult for me. Sometimes I've got it, sometimes I don't. So what you're going to do is put your arms underneath your legs, and you're going to lift up your legs and balance. So I have to start with one leg and rock back a little bit, and get the other leg, and then sit up nice and tall. Okay, the blooming flower pose. Lengthening the spine, strengthening your core, opening your hips. Give it a try. You never know, you might be doing the blooming flower pose quite well. And again, I'm kind of new at that. It's not my best pose ever, but if you only stick with things that you're good at, you're never going to get better at other things. So in order to bloom, you've got to plant yourself and give it a try. You might fall over a little bit. It might not be your time to shine, but you'll get there. So this morning, I'm going to pull out my stability ball. It's one of my most favorite pieces of equipment. If you don't have a stability ball in your life, you need to get one. It's a great thing to have. So I'm going to pull out my stability ball, and we're going to do a couple of exercises this morning with the stability ball. So if you have one, grab it. If not, go get one. So my stability ball is not quite inflated to how much I would want it to be inflated. I borrowed my pump to somebody, or I lent it to somebody, and it has not come back yet. So I will deal with it the best I can. So we're going to start with a wall squats. So you're going to put the ball comfortable distance behind you. You're going to put a little pressure on it, separate your legs so that you're in a squat position. And we're just going to, I'm going to put my hands behind to keep my chest up. So you're going to squat down, and as you go up, that ball is going to roll with you. So it's on your lower back, comes down a little bit with you, and rolls up with you. So just some wall squats. Keep those toes loose. You're putting the weight into your heels, putting a little pressure on your low back on the ball. There we go. And we're just going to do some squats right here. Those feel great this morning. Rejuvenating the joints, getting the blood circulating. Each and every repetition, make sure you take in a nice big breath, let it out slowly. Great. Next, using my little wrap here. So the next one is a hamstring curl. So what we're going to do is put our feet on the ball and bring the ball in nice and close. You're going to use your arms to balance, put your head back, and you're going to lift up your hips and then extend the ball and curl the legs in, straighten, and back out. You're going to feel those in your hamstrings. You might even start to cramp a little bit in your hamstrings. It's just getting stronger. Doing a few exercises of things that we maybe don't normally do. Put our bodies in positions we don't normally do, getting them strong. Feel those in my calf muscles as well. And keeping those hips up off the ground. So, leg curls, hamstring curls on the ball. Next up are push-ups. And so we're going to do push-ups on the stability ball. And I think my little, there we go. All right. So, push-ups. Again, we're going to be very careful so that we don't fall off the ball, but if you do, you don't have far to land. So a stability ball is great for the core, stabilizing, engaging the core muscles. So you're going to get your feet up on the ball, working on the push-up, your hands underneath your shoulders. I usually preach getting your chest to the ground. However, because my feet are elevated, it's going to be more like my face to the ground. But keeping my spine aligned. I want my spine to stay aligned the whole way in this push-up. All right, so down to the ground and back up. I have to use my core to stabilize the ball to keep it from rolling away. Nice, even repetitions. Making sure I breathe in between. Inhale. Exhale. Alright, so push-ups on the stability ball. Now for the low back extensions on the stability ball. So I like to lay on the ball, find your stability, and again my ball is a little bit flat, but that's all right, they still work. So I get that under my hips, and then I'm going to put my hands, tuck my hands behind my neck, and I'm going to rise up, use my low back muscles, use my glutes, and come on up, down, and then up. Nice, even repetitions. We don't want to jerk. Nice stretch. Don't want to overextend either. Feel that stretch. Feels great. Great way to strengthen and wake up the low back. So low back extensions. Again, nice even breaths. It feels so good this morning. All right, now for the core. I'm going to do 2 exercises for the core with the stability ball. The first one is V-ups. Okay, you might be used to a V-up without a stability ball, but it's kind of a nice piece of equipment to do V-ups. You're going to put your legs on the ball, and then you're going to lay down, and my ball is a little bit flat, but it'll work. And you're going to sit up and reach for your toes. You're going to have to use that core to keep that ball from rolling. As you can see, struggling a little bit with keeping it in place. So use that core, keep that ball in place. Reach all the way back. My hands are touching the ground behind me and coming all the way up. Using that core for both getting your body up and for keeping the ball in place. Oh, it really wants to roll this morning. And the next exercise will be a ball transfer. So I'm going to transfer it from my feet to my hands. Okay, so I start with it in between my feet, and I'm going to transfer it to my hands. So laying down, I'm going to come up and meet in the middle and transfer it to my hands. Laying back down, I come up again, a V, put it in my feet. Whoops, my feet went too fast. And transfer, trying to be nice and even. Now my upper body went too fast. There we go. Whoa. Lots of balance. And there we have it. So, some exercises with the stability ball. And when I'm not exercising, I use my stability ball for a chair. So I sit at my computer on the stability ball. It's a great way to kind of move around and stretch during the day. So you don't get so stuck in one position. So anyway, bloom where you are planted. Don't be afraid to take a chance and try new things. So good morning, everybody. If I don't answer all of your comments, it's probably because I can't really see my screen too well from a distance. But anyway, good morning. How many reps do we do? That's up to you. I like the number 30 for some reason. So I like to do 30 reps, and then I would do, depending on your level, how many rounds to do. I would say maybe 3 rounds for beginner, 5 rounds intermediate, and if you're advanced, maybe 7 rounds. So 30 reps is a good number. Maybe you're not quite up for 30 reps yet, so do 15 reps. That would be great. So whatever works for you, you want to feel it. You want to feel your muscles working hard, breaking a sweat for sure. So thank you guys so much for joining me this morning. I hope you're having a beautiful spring-like day, no matter where in the country you are, no matter what the weather's like. You can always put a little flowers and sunshine in your life. So thanks for joining me this morning. Have a beautiful day.